Chapter 8. Akbar and Birbal Reunion. First step. Read the given riddles and test your brains. A man was caught in the rain. His clothes were soaked, but not a single hair on his head was wet. He was also not wearing a hat. How? It was a new moon day. A girl was sitting on the balcony at 8 p.m. There was no power in the house, and the entire street was totally dark. She was reading in the dark. How? Read and follow. One day, when Akbar and Birbal were in discussion, then Akbar's court jester passed a harmless comment about Akbar's sense of humor. But Emperor Akbar was in a foul mood and took great offense to this remark. He asked Birbal, his friend, to not only leave the palace but also to leave the walls of the city of Agra. Birbal was terribly hurt at being banished. Now Akbar was in a sad mood. A couple of days later, Akbar began to miss his best friend. He regretted his earlier decision of banishing him from the courts. He just could not do without Birbal, and so sent out a search party to look for him. But Birbal had left the town without letting anybody know of his destination. The soldiers searched high and low, but were unable to find him anywhere. Then one day, a wise saint came to visit the palace accompanied by two of his disciples. The disciples claimed that their teacher was the wisest man to walk on the earth. Since Akbar was missing Birbal terribly, he thought it would be a good idea to have a wise man who could keep him company. But he decided that he would first test the holy man's wisdom. The saint had bright sparkling eyes, a thick beard and long hair. The next day, when they came to visit the court, Akbar informed the holy man that since he was the wisest man on the earth, he would like to test him. A saint with sparkling eyes, a thick beard, and long hair standing in his court. Courtiers are looking at him strangely. All his ministers would put forward a question, and if his answers were satisfactory, he would be made a minister. But if he could not, then he would be beheaded. The saint answered that he had never claimed to be the wisest man on the earth, even though other people seemed to think so. Nor was he eager to display his cleverness, but as he enjoyed answering questions, he was ready for the test. One of the ministers, Raja Todarmal, began the round of questioning. Todarmal: who is man's best friend on the earth? Saint: his own good sense. Faizi: which is the topmost thing on the earth? Saint: knowledge. Abdul Fazl: which is the deepest trench in the world? Saint: a woman's heart. Another courtier: what is that which cannot be regained after it is lost? Saint: life. Akbar's court musician Tansen asked the next question. Tansen: what is undying in music? Saint: notes. Tansen: which is the sweetest and the most melodious voice at night time? Saint: the voice that prays to God. Maharaj Mansingh of Jaipur was a guest at the palace. Raja Mansingh: what travels faster than wind? Saint: it is man's thought. Raja Mansingh: which is the sweetest thing on the earth? Saint: it is baby's smile. The Emperor Akbar and his courtiers were very impressed with his answers. But Akbar wanted to test the saint himself. Akbar: what are the necessary requirements to rule over a kingdom? Saint: cleverness. Akbar: what is the gravest enemy of a king? Saint: it is selfishness. The emperor was so pleased that he offered the saint a seat of honor and asked him whether he could perform any miracle. The saint said that he could produce any person the king wished to meet. Akbar was thrilled and immediately asked to meet his minister and best friend Birbal. The saint simply pulled off his artificial beard and hair, much to the surprise of the other courtiers. Akbar was stunned and could not believe his eyes. He stepped down to embrace the saint because he was none other than Birbal. Akbar had tears in his eyes as he told Birbal that he had suspected it to be him and had therefore asked him whether he could perform miracles. He showered Birbal with many valuable gifts to show him how happy he was at his return.